Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that, let's be honest, affects pretty much every single one of us: procrastination. We're going to unpack exactly why we put off the things that matter most, and much more importantly, how to build a proven, bulletproof framework for unstoppable momentum. We call it the architecture of action. Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Be honest. I know I certainly have. You've got this great idea or this super important task, and you just push it off by one little day. But here's the universal trap we all fall into. Tomorrow rarely actually comes, does it? We just get stuck in this frustrating loop, constantly waiting for the stars to perfectly align.
Okay, section 1, the trap of tomorrow. Let's redefine procrastination.
Okay, let's dive into this. So, society loves to tell us that if we procrastinate, we're just, fundamentally lazy. It feels like this massive moral failing, right? But the truth is actually way more complex. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's really hesitation, fear, and perfectionism in disguise. You aren't lazy. You're probably just scared of failing, or maybe totally paralyzed by the overwhelming need to get it exactly right. It's basically fear dressed up as apathy. And here's the kicker. When we wait around for that mythical perfect moment, it doesn't just delay the project. Procrastination actively steals your momentum. It silently drains your confidence and just quietly builds up this heavy, lingering background stress that follows you around all day. Taking imperfect action today is just vastly superior to holding out for perfect plans tomorrow. Progress beats hesitation absolutely every single time.
Moving on to section 2, the psychology of delay. Why we actually wait.
So there are 4 major psychological traps holding us back here: fear of failure, fear of judgment, overthinking, and wanting perfection. And man, perfectionism is arguably the most dangerous trap on this list. We tell ourselves the ultimate lie, right? Oh, I'll start when I'm ready, or I'll do it when everything is just perfectly lined up. This completely paralyzes our potential, because readiness isn't some magical feeling that suddenly washes over you while you're sitting on the couch. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that standard logic tells us to plan first, then act. But let's completely flip that upside down. Clarity comes after action, not before it. Waiting for perfect alignment is totally useless. You don't just magically get clear on a complex project and then take the first step. Actually, taking that very first step is the exact mechanism that creates the clarity you're so desperately looking for. Which brings us to section 3, wisdom of the greats, the sheer cost of delay. Legendary thinker Jim Rohn believed incredibly deeply in prioritizing discipline over emotion. He noted that success is built on small, consistent actions, not these sudden, fleeting bursts of motivation. His philosophy was beautifully simple. You don't wait until you feel like doing something. You do it simply because it matters. Procrastination, to Rohn, was just a failure to act on what you literally already know you need to do. Then we have Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich. He issued this stark, almost kind of humorous warning about the absurdity of our delays. He called procrastination the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. But his underlying message is deadly serious here. Delay is incredibly costly. Opportunity simply does not wait for anyone. While you're hesitating, that window, it's closing. Finally, let's look at Earl Nightingale, who's often called the Dean of Personal Development. He had a really profound take. He said procrastination is just drifting away from your purpose. Nightingale stressed that people don't fail because they lack ability or talent. They fail because they fail to act consistently. They lose their anchors, so to speak, and just helplessly drift. So the crucial point is, across Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill, and Earl Nightingale, this universal truth emerges. It all comes down to action, the step-by-step execution that actually creates results, totally overriding mere intention. Having good intentions is nice, sure, but action, and action alone, is literally the only thing that generates real, tangible success.
All right, section 4, the architecture of action. Let's break this cycle.
Let's build some unstoppable momentum right now. Here is your 5-step blueprint directly from the source material. Step 1, start small. Don't aim for perfect, aim for started. Even 5 minutes of action builds compounding momentum. Step 2, lower the bar. Instead of saying, I need to finish this entire massive project today, just say, I'm going to open the document and begin. Starting is absolutely always the hardest part. Step 3, focus on progress, not perfection. Progress compounds over time, perfection just delays. Step 4, act before you feel ready. Most highly successful people never feel 100% ready, they act anyway. And finally, step 5, build discipline, not motivation. Motivation is an emotion, it inevitably fades, but discipline, that's a habit, and it stays with you. Listen, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, let it be this core mantra right here. Imperfect action today beats perfect intention tomorrow, every single time. Procrastination isn't some disease you just cure overnight. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle that gets broken and beaten one tiny, imperfect decision at a time. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, vital question. What is one small thing you can do right now? Seriously, don't wait for tomorrow. Let's bridge the gap between learning and doing. Close this explainer. Pick one tiny task that you've been putting off. Lower that bar and just start. Your momentum is waiting.